tremendous looking trophy.
Welcome to the number one PlayStation podcast in the Oceanias. My name's Don Blight, and joining me, Ashley Hobley.
Hey, Dylan. How you going?
Good. Nothing? Okay, good.
Nothing this week.
That's fine. In the trophy cabinet this week, Bronze Trophy, Days Gone gets New Game Plus. Silver Trophy, PlayStation gets new box art, fancy stuff. Gold Trophy, Death Stranding, what the fuck, it continues. I swear it's basically every week I got a Death Stranding story at the moment, but guess what? The game's out very soon, and Hideo basically stopped talking about it, I think. And we hit a platinum with... I'm going to talk about Ghost Recon Wildlands Beta thoughts for just a hot second. Because...
Yeah.
So I jumped on for 9, 10, 11, 12, about 3.5, 4 hours, I guess, last night I put in.
How do you go 9, 10? Okay, you're counting what time?
I was counting. I jumped on around 9-ish, 9 to 9:30-ish, and I got off around 1. So, yeah.
It's like almost 4 hours, yeah.
Yeah, someone around there, you know. So, was playing with full crew, full squad, had... Full squad, had Mr. Dash himself from Dash Culture, Mr. Buddy himself, Buddy Watson from Dash Culture,
him.
And then had Mr. Ryan Betson from the Pop Cultures.
Him.
Yeah, so we had full squad going. Now, I think, because they're all going to talk about it on their respective things, right? So, for example, I know Forward Players is up as we're recording, because we're recording this on Monday, right? Forward Players is up. Haven't listened to it. I know Ryan talks about it in that, right? They're going to do Dash Culture later in a week. I know Dash is going to talk about it in that and whatever else.
Really,
Buddy's missing out because he's missing Dash Culture this week, from what I gather, because scheduling and whatever.
Schedules.
But Ryan will be on that talking about it again. Now, here's what I'm going to say, is I think out of everyone else playing it with, I definitely feel like I'm the most positive on it. I don't know if this will come as a shock or not to hear, but I definitely feel I was the most positive about it. But I'll put some little asterisks on my experience with this game, right? So, Ghost Recon, never played one before. They had ones on PS2, 3, whatever. I don't know. Like Tom Clancy's Ghost Recon, not a game I ever played before.
Didn't play the last one?
Didn't play Wildlands. No.
That's the one.
That's it.
No.
I could probably get it for $10. Maybe I've got it. Who knows? Don't know. The amount of things that these days where it's like, you know, the game for free and whatever else on this service. I can't keep up. I need like a service that kind of tracks
everything
that
you've got.
Yeah, that I've got. That makes it easier to track down. So I haven't played one before, so put that out there. Also, B, because I haven't played one, that means I definitely don't have any comparisons to, because Ryan, while he's playing, is like, oh yeah, Wildlands this. You know what I mean? Like, saying it's better or worse or whatever. And also C, of course, this is a beta, and I feel like I'm a little bit more lenient on certain things if it's a beta. Because my problem with often playing betas is that I'm spotting lots of issues, but I don't have a developer there to go, hey, can you tell me like how old this build is? Like, because I can say this straight away. The game doesn't look very good. It looks very janky, you know, graphic fidelity wise. It doesn't look very hot. But straight away I noticed that and I'm like, yeah, but I'm just going to presume this is a very old like build they've used for the beta or something like that. You know, maybe they're running it at purposely lower settings or something to help with like testing issues or something. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to get too flustered over the way the game looks when it's a beta. That's the thing. So how the beta starts is you jump in, you create a character. I basically created some grey-haired Jedi woman that I played as. Well, that's what in my mind that I thought it was, you know. had like hair come down over her face over here, fucking scar on her face, whatever. Cool, let's go. That's who you play as. The game's story, I have no idea if they'll try and explain it better in the full release or not. But if you've seen the trailers, John Berthnall's in it, and that's about all I know is the story. Because it starts with this cutscene that explains, oh, come to this paradise island, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, yeah, okay, cool. And then next second, it cuts to a cutscene of all these helicopters flying over the island. They all get shot down by John Berthnall's people, I guess, or whatever it was. And then you're the only survivor of your crash, and then you have to go around and, like, scout out all the other helicopters. You're like, oh, no, everyone's dead, or whoever's survived isn't at the helicopters anymore. Oh, no. And then you see a cutscene of John Berthnall's character, like, executing some people like from the helicopters and this sort of thing. So he's like holding this island hostage, right? Because you bump into civilians, you'll see civilians out and about, and they're trying to get away, right? So John Berthnell's group is holding the island hostage or something. That's pretty much the extent I gathered of the story. But also at the same time, I was skipping some cutscenes, or at least like speed reading circles to skip through the text instead of waiting for the characters to read it to me, because I'm like, it's a fucking beta. I just want to play it for a few hours tonight, get my general impressions, and get on with the day. You know, I don't want to sit there watching fucking cutscenes. So you do this opening mission where you come for these helicopters, and it introduces you to the core mechanics, I guess, which is this: you have a gun and you shoot people.
Whoa! Crazy, innovative.
It's fucking. It is mind blowing. I'll say that as I said, because I haven't played one before, my first thought was that the characters I'll move are kind of control like I'm playing Metal Gear Solid Phantom Pain or something, which I suppose would make some sense because like stealth. This is obvious. It's a stealth game. Well, you can play it with just go around shooting people, but obviously it's designed to be like a team up with your friends and be like, I'll shoot the guy on the left. You shoot the guy on the right. 3, 2, 1, bang, smang. And you'll take down people in the stealth and this sort of thing, whatever. So it kind of controls like that. You can get down on the ground, crawl. Eventually you unlock a drone, which you can use to scout out areas ahead, mark enemies, whatever else. I think I saw you can unlock like C4, and I guess you could plant that on roads and like use that to take down vehicles, like in sneaky ambush ways and whatever else. So it's a lot more tactical than like The Division, which is the last Ubisoft open world co-op multiplayer thing I played, obviously. The thing though is with this, so I find all these helicopters, I watch a couple cutscenes, then it's like, hey, drive into the mountains to some ruins. That's where people have probably gone. So you drive up into the ruins, and what it is kind of weird because I didn't expect it in this game, which is what it does is like you walk through this wall inside the ruins, and it takes you to like the hub area, which is basically like the Division's areas where you go inside the base areas or whatever, and you can see other players like walking around and stuff. Or like the Destiny, the tower, you'll see other players walking around and stuff like that. So this game does that. There's players just roaming around everywhere. And I'm just like, but why? Why? I don't understand the necessary reason, because at least the Division was from the get-go, it was always marketed as like this kind of semi like Destiny, like MMO hybrid.
There would be people there in the story sense.
Yes. I always thought Ghost Recon was just more of a single player / co-op game, not like a massive online, you know what I mean? Like there's a line between co-op game and suddenly you're bumping into a billion players in your base thing just wandering around. And inside there's...
I mean, that does make sense. If there's a million people on this freaking island, why aren't they just taking over?
Yeah.
The Ghost should win very easily.
From what I gathered, it's like, I guess they're trying to say all these helicopters went down. You're one of the survivors of the helicopters. And then from all the other helicopters, these are the other people that survived as well. And you're going to all team up to take down John Berthnell's group of whatever they're called. Ghosts, whatever. I don't know.
You're the ghosts, aren't you? So
we're all ghosts. I know.
Wolves or something.
I don't know.
I believe there being some dog motif.
Yeah, that's okay. Diamond Dogs. Metal Gear Solid. It's back.
Yep, that's probably it.
That's probably it. Yeah. So yeah, you go into this instance, and it's like inside the shops there. It's typical. It can't help but remind me. It doesn't play like The Division, but I'm walking into an area and I see shop people. There's fucking NPCs to talk to. There's people roaming around. You can go to places, sell gear, upgrade gear. There's a mission board thing, like a notice board to get missions from, and all this sort of shit. And I'm like, this isn't what I was expecting from this game. I guess this really isn't. I really thought it was just more of a straight up single player / co-op thing, not this. Nonetheless, head out. We do the one story mission that lets you do. So the beta lets you do what I gathered is the first story mission, because the mission is like get off the island, and you go out to where the boats are, and you talk to a bunch of civilians who are there trying to get off, and they're like, oh, there's no boats, they all got destroyed, or some blah, blah, blah. I can't even really remember. Either way, you're not getting off the island. Then a bunch of bad guys turn up, obviously kill them, and then it's like, hey, pre-order Ubisoft, buy the game now to continue the story, blah, blah, blah. So I guess at that point, the story becomes, well, you're not getting off the island, so now it's time to save the island and take it back from John Bernthal and whatever else. But so from that point, it's the beta kind of just says you've got free range of the map, the island, and the island is fucking huge. We'll say that straight away. The island is massive, like, and you can fly a helicopter. There's helicopters you can fly around, motorcycles you can ride around in, ATVs, whatever. It's like there's a whole plethora of vehicles to get around with, but the island's still massive and it's going to take you ages to get basically anywhere. So it's got that going for it. And I suppose they can get away with it being massive because like most of the island is obviously like green area, like it's just an islandy type area with like little bases spread out or whatever. But it's not like the entire island is a massive city, so they can stretch it out. You know, it's not pushing you couldn't have an entire city as the island because that would just be too hard to do, I guess. But so do that. So some side mission things and stuff you can find on the map. Typical Ubisoft stuff too. You know, open up the map, question mark icons. What's this? Go here. There was one point where I saw a question mark on the map. I went over to where question mark is. There was a couple of bad guys, killed them. There was a cell phone on the table, hacked the cell phone, and then it gives you a choice of like, hey, do you want a blueprint to upgrade for your gun, or do you want a location put on your map? And I chose a location on my map because that sounded more interesting than a gun upgrade I'm not going to be able to keep because it's a fucking beta, obviously. So I head on over to the hidden location. And by the way, I'm kind of I'll say, because I'm playing with these other Three Stooges, right? This is what's happening. I'm kind of just roaming around, I feel, doing my own thing somewhat. I'm kind of leading the pack without telling them what to do because I'm just going places and then they somehow just end up there. So between all the yip yapping we're doing in the background or whatever. So I find this hidden location and I go up this hill to the hidden location. There's a fucking giant Metal Gear Solid looking tank in this thing, like some high tech level tank thing roaming around. It's got a giant skull on top of its head, which usually in video games we should know means don't go near that thing. It's too high level for you or whatever. Because this game does do the thing of like, you have gear level, of course, and you get better gear and you can craft better gear and whatever else. And if the enemy's gear level's too high for you, they're going to have skulls and you should probably just fuck right off. And I know straight away, here's what I have. A silenced pistol, a machine gun, some sort of sniper rifle, 3 shitty grenades. Do I think I can take down Metal Gear Solid fucking tank down here? No, I don't think I can take down Metal Gear Solid fucking tank down here. So I scouted out with my drone. That's cool. Go send my drone down there, scout it out, do what I need to do. I'm getting ready to leave. Next second, Buddy Watson starts shooting at the fucking thing. I'm like, peace out, you know? Idiot.
Well, maybe he was high level.
No. I go wandering down the hill. I'm like, okay, I'm going to go down here. Fucking Dash is complaining because his bike's glitched out into a cliff. Game shit. Game's broken. It's fucking beta, mate. Calm down.
What a surprise.
So Buddy's over here getting shot, fucking trying to fight the tank like he thinks he's Rocky Balboa versus fucking whatever, Machine Gun Kelly or some shit. And then fucking Dash is stuck in a wall complaining about a fucking bike. I don't know. I'm like, peace out. I'm going to leave you as all. Next second, Buddy's like, oh, I'm dead. Who'd have thought? Who'd have fucking thought that was going to happen?
Maybe if you'd backed him up.
With my fucking silence pistol. So, yeah, I was like, that's my Ghost Recon world. But, I mean, we did some other stuff. You know, I tried sneaking into an area. I got killed by a Gatling gun guy once. And then we actually did a lot better. Me and Ryan did a pretty good, I'd say the way you're supposed to play the game, a bit more like scouted out. You know, like we I sniped some dudes, or whatever, you know, from afar, and then we like kind of snuck in through this waterway, and then we was like in this little canal, and then we both got our drones out, and we're like scattered out and marked all the enemies and shit. Buddy and Dash are over here, fucking, I don't know what they're doing. And
you
then,
know, like you went like real life, you know, how they would properly do one of these things.
Yeah.
You know, so they don't get killed.
Yeah, exactly.
And it sounds like Dash and Buddy just went guns a-blazing.
I don't know what they're doing. And then I'm like, hey.
They were creating a distraction.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah. I mean, they were distracted. Let's scout out all the enemies with the drones. Next second, I'm like, hey, Betson, we'll go in this building. We'll sneak up there. We're doing a bit of teamwork. And that's the thing for this game that I can see. Because was there bugs? Yes, there was bugs galore, right? As I was saying, Dash is complaining his bike's stuck in a wall. At one point, I glitched out between a fucking, I don't know, like a bunch of stuff on a metal work site or something, like a bunch of poles or something like that. I had to throw a grenade at my own feet to kill myself to get myself unstuck, as you do. We could not heal one another, so every time you go down, it's like obviously you're supposed to be able to revive your teammates, or you have to wait 60 seconds to just spawn back on one of your teammates, as long as one of them are alive, or I guess if you all die, you would just like spawn back at a checkpoint or somewhere else, I guess. But you could not revive one another at all. The person would revive you, and it would say that you're revived, but you would never be revived. And obviously that's quite fucking annoying. So that was annoying. The driving's pretty shithouse. It's like ultra stiff, like even on a motorcycle, and considering you're driving around in like muddy terrain quite a lot and stuff, it feels quite weird to just be like, this thing is very stiff considering I'm on mud. I want to be able to do like 6 skids and stuff. And then start driving too fast and the game would start like not being able to keep up with, it seems, the speed that you're kind of going and these sorts of things. But I think, but the shooting seemed good to me. Like whenever I landed a headshot, that felt good. Like, they was taking out these big, heavy dudes with Gatling guns, and I was like, "Fuck, I can't kill these dudes with normal guns." It's like, nah, get back afar, shoot their helmet off with a sniper, then get the headshot in, gun for the kill. That was cool. Scouting in areas was cool. There was a time where the 3 of them were off. I don't know wherever they was. I kind of just wandered off my own direction for quite some time. And I several times, just to kind of practice stealth stuff, I would see like groups of enemies, and I would kind of like just, because you can switch your gun between either first person or third person, and third person is kind of more comfortable when you just want to be like wearing full-on combat, spray and pray, like machine gun, let's go for it. But switching to the first person with your like silenced pistol, and then being able to just like get more like aim and be like bang headshot, take out 2 dudes like silently and quickly. You can sneak up behind dudes and take them out that way, obviously stealthily. Sneak up behind dudes and interrogate them. They'll give you information about stuff that's on the map, like secrets or locations or like random chests. The random chests would then reward you with like skill points and these sorts of things, and fucking, of course, random items of clothing, which I'm sure this game, much like The Division, is probably gonna have some level of loot boxy type clothing customization stuff. So yeah, I think as buggy as it was like beta looks like shit. I'm gonna hope that's probably because of the beta, or it's like a particularly old build. But at the same time, I definitely feel like, as someone who's never played this game, I would enjoy playing this as a stealth game more so than like the Division is just more running around, and it's a third-person shooter. You get behind a cover shooter, you get behind cover, and you can try and take out people's stealth in that game, but you're not going to go too far. It's more about shooting and stuff. But this game, I definitely was enjoying the whole like pull out your drone, scout out the enemies, find an entrance way, because like the missions just is like, you got to get into here, but you could come in this way, you could come in this way, you could come in through the water, you could fucking technically go find a helicopter and literally like parachute in, I guess, from above and try not to get seen that way. Like there seemed like there was lots of options and ways to do stuff, which I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. So I'd be keen to play more, with, of course, the hope on all that all of the bugs aren't as bad. But here's the thing. I know day one this game's probably still going to have a lot of bugs, because that's how these games launch. Unfortunately, It's just the way they go. I don't think it's an excuse, but I wouldn't expect them to be good day one. But just those couple core things, the really bad bugs, the fact I couldn't revive people, that was fucking annoying. The driving was shit. But overall, it's annoying. The music at times was really weird. It would get really loud for really epic when it was like, just walking through the forest, and you're like, yeah, I'm like, just walking through the forest. Just need to just need to chill out, whatever you got going on here. But yeah,
and you didn't realize there was a bunch of bad guys in the trees.
Maybe there was. And yeah, the map was so huge that like right before I got off, I opened up the map to see, and I thought I'd run around a fairly big distance or whatever, and it's like I've probably seen like less than or if like 10% of the map, and like it's fucking huge, which made me then wonder, of course, like where are there like big secret ruins hidden on this island? Are there like the city? What's the city section look like where John Berthnell's character is hidden out? Because we see that in the trailer, like there is actual city section. Didn't make it to that. Was only exploring like the forest sections and the like outer regions of the island where you start the game and stuff. So yeah, it just made me think, oh, you get further into the game, more enclosed areas and stuff like that, where more upgrade and stealth and whatever else is you got going. There was another random cool thing where there's campsites and you camp out and you can like activate boosts for your characters for a 60-minute period. So it's like more XP, less damage, more damage, blah, 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 all this sort of stuff. So there's some element of they're doing some level of element to the whole story thing of you're literally on this island kind of, you're not staying anywhere. You're literally kind of just camping out, I guess, between missions or whatever, and you're on this island. So I like how they're like, yeah, you're camping out and you're fucking cooking ingredients and whatever else. But yeah, Ghost Recon Untitled Beta, it was the thing. Well, TGS is on in a couple of days, right? It's on Thursday, I think, is how it works out date-wise for us or whatever. But Sony has previously said that they won't be doing a press conference at this event. Much like they're like, we're not going to be at E3, we're not going to be at TGS, we're not going to be at whatever else. Probably not. I
think it's safe to say they're not going to do another conference until PS5.
Yeah, I think that's pretty much what we can gather at this point. But they are at TGS, and they've said that they're going to be showing a PlayStation Presents live show at TGS. Not a press conference, but a live show where they'll show extended gameplay of some things. So whether or not all of this is new footage or some of it's stuff we've seen before, I have no idea. But the games they have announced so far via Push Square put up this article, where they've announced these games are going to be showing during the PlayStation live show. So you got Call of Duty Modern Warfare. I think it would make sense because Call of Duty's been teasing they'll show some more story stuff finally. I don't think it's going to be shown there because that would be weird.
The wrong market for sure.
Yeah, TGS, let's show the single player finally. No, I guess they could reveal a new multiplayer thing there or something like that. They've got enough multiplayer modes and things that they could show extended multiplayer gameplay or whatever. Death Stranding, I find it hard to believe that Kojima would just show the same thing again because he loves showing off new things. So I would expect a new gameplay thing of Death Stranding. Maybe it's similar to what we saw at Gamescom, but like a new spin or something. But I would find it weird if they showed the exact same gameplay thing, especially because the gameplay demo that was at Gamescom, of course, from the way it was played out, it plays out with the fact that they showed Jeff Keighley at the end. That's how the gameplay demo built up. So to show the exact same sort of thing with Jeff Keighley at the end, probably not going to work.
It's probably not going to get the same reaction.
Probably not going to get the exact same reaction. Maybe they'll show someone else at the end or something like that. So yeah, I
look forward to seeing what game mechanic they add to this trailer.
Yeah, pooping on trees and they grow vines or something. Like let's see what else they can add.
It's super toxic.
Well, maybe. They got Dragon Ball Z Kakarot there. That's the is that the RPG one?
Third person action, I guess, version. Yeah.
Yeah, it's the proper one.
RPG-esque.
Yeah. So I couldn't remember what they officially announced the name is, but I'm keen to see more of this. I know they showed some at E3. I thought the footage they released was not the best. Like it wasn't showing me what I wanted to see. I want to see more of like just roaming around the world
probably
map.
Yeah, an extended gameplay, what you're going to be doing moment to moment.
Yeah, I want to see that because they show the fighting.
Fights.
They're like, here, look, they're fighting Frieza. I'm like, the fighting just looks like...
Cool.
Yeah, I've seen this.
You've released 50 fighting Dragon Ball Z games. So
yes.
What makes this one different?
Yeah, I was like, it looks cool. Sure, it looks pretty. It looks nice. But if you're saying that this is like an open world game that's going to go through basically the entire Dragon Ball Z storyline and you can roam around the city and whatever else. Show me that. That's the part that intrigues me, not the actual fighting part. The other thing they got here is Final Fantasy VII Remake. I would presume we get a new demo obviously TGS, that would make audience-wise, it makes sense to show a new demo or something there.
Or something different, yeah.
Because the last time they showed off something was, of course, at E3, which is the same demo they've been showing. Like, I know they had Final Fantasy VII Remake at PAX West, for example, a couple weeks ago. That was the exact same demo that they showed at E3, though, that people were seeing, which is where they fight the mechanical spider boss, whatever you want to call it, the first boss of the game right there at the start. So I would hope and assume that they'll show something new here, because it'd be weird if they're showing that same sort of thing. I don't really need another trailer. If they're doing this live show and it is all here's extended looks at all these sorts of games, I would rather them show like something new from that, maybe roaming around just the city again. Just show me like not the fighting. You've shown me the fighting of Final Fantasy VII. I know what that looks like at this point. I understand. Show me what it's like to get around Midgar at this point. Like, how's that going to go? Then we have Gran Turismo Sport.
Wow, I'm surprised this hasn't come out in Japan yet. It's been released everywhere. It's been a couple of years. Seems weird that they're only just bringing it to Japan now.
I don't understand, but yeah. Gran Turismo.
Maybe DLC or VR mode, or is there already VR mode?
I think they added it. Yeah, was it for one or two? Like, it was very specific, like this race, this car. You know what I mean? Like, you couldn't play the whole game in VR, which was the disappointing.
Maybe that's
factor.
the update.
If only. Might get me interested in it at that point. Then I got Neo 2. Cool. I haven't played Neo. Don't really particularly care about either of them, to be honest. I know people are excited though. I know they had that alpha thing or whatever. Like, there was something like a while ago that they was doing some sort of gameplay thing. So I would guess then that you'd get a proper extended look at the gameplay for this. And I know a lot of people will be keen to see it. Not me, but I know a lot of people will be keen, so that'll be good.
Project
Resistance is that fucking
Resident Evil tie-in.
Yeah. There's the thing that's everyone thinks is a 4-player co-op game of some sorts or something like that. I guess like people are looking at I remember when they put up the countdown, people like did the whole thing where they sucked out the thumbnails basically from the website before you could see them, kind of thing, behind closed doors. And they were like, oh, it's got like 4 characters and it's probably like some co-op game and this sort of thing. Everyone wants it to be like Final Fantasy 3 Remake or Final Fantasy 8 or something like that, of course, but maybe it is, but at the same time, it's seeming more and more likely that it's some sort of spin-off co-op thing that we've got happening here.
Yeah. So a teaser trailer drops before this podcast comes out. So you'll probably know more about it than we will, like usual.
Very good. Well, teaser trailer, I guess, will tease it'll be some CGI thing, I guess. Maybe it's probably what they were dragging the thumbnails out of, show you the characters, but maybe it still won't reveal the name or like what the gameplay is, I guess. Maybe the live show will actually show you what the gameplay of the game will be, yeah. And then the last one is Yakuza Like a Dragon. Like a dragon for the very
the Yakuza 7
time.
That's turn-based.
Yeah, see, I know this is the thing. I wouldn't have usually brought this up because I haven't played any of the Yakuza games, right? So it wasn't for me to have 2 cents on. But since it's listed here, I will say that comes out. Hilarious how they put it up as an April Fool's joke, and it actually was just them.
Just checking the reaction.
Yeah. They're like, April Fools. Everyone's like, oh, imagine if Yakuza was a turn-based RPG. Fuck that. And they're like, yeah, but people...
Guess what?
We're doing
the real fools were that you believed it wasn't a joke.
Yeah, you fucking idiots. I gotta be honest. As much as like I've always had like a slight intrigue in Yakuza games, but every time I read how long they are and whatever else, I'm like, yeah, that ain't happening. But I saw the what they put out for this one and whatever else. I was like, as someone who's never played one of these, I'll play this. You know, like.
Yeah, it's definitely got my interest. I mean, because it's a new starting point as well, because they finished the story of whoever the main
of the last
person is
games, yeah,
with number 6. So
yeah, so maybe this is our time. Maybe this is our time.
Time to shine.
Finally,
or I just boot up Yakuza Kiwami or Kiwami.
Is that
Whatever it's
the
called.
prequel one or whatever it
The
is?
first one, the Zero, or I don't know. I bought one of them.
I feel like I've got them on like PlayStation Plus and stuff like that, but haven't.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so then they got. I was looking through this, skimming through the list here because they do have. I find it interesting because like obviously sometimes in Australia, game publishers here are different to America and so on and so forth. And I didn't know this until I saw it here, but Spike Chunsoft is listed there for the Cyberpunk 2077. They said like showing the trailer on the show floor or whatever it listed as here. So I found it interesting that Spike Chunsoft is behind the publishing, I
Translated
guess.
version.
Yeah, or whatever they've got going on there for that there. They've got a whole heap of games listed here that PlayStation will have on the show floor and stuff, but I also find it weird. Like, there's a heap of stuff here that just says trailer, like Dark Pictures Anthology, Man and Medan trailer. Okay, cool. Like, what? What is actually playable here? Not a whole lot. Really. Fortnite, cool.
Persona 5 Royale is playable.
Well, we will get more information on that as well because Sega is doing a live show type thing, and they are doing a bunch of information on Persona.
Yep.
5.
So follow Ash Gamers for the latest.
On Persona. Yeah, I think that's about it. I did see that the only other thing that interests me is Fist will be there.
Will it?
Yeah.
It's not on this list.
No, it's not on the list. I saw a tweet right before we went live. I was trying to find it, but I don't know where the fuck I saw it. It was posted by I can't remember the name, the company that the Sony Chinese publishing thing or whatever the project is called that's like helping do those bunch of games. They put up a tweet saying that they're going to have a few of those games there, and one of the ones that listed was Fist, and I was like, now I wish I was at TGS.
There's still time.
Let me pay Fist.
Just buy some tickets.
Yeah, I'll just jump on over. I'm sure it'll be easy /enough. My credit card's perfectly empty. I can just chuck that on it. All right, so they got
Kofi.com/explosion. You got 24 hours.
Get Dylan to TGS. 10 PlayStation 4 exclusives are getting re-released with gorgeous new box art. Comes from Press Start here. So this picture, which is called the Only on PlayStation collection, which is 10 of the most iconic PlayStation 4 exclusives, are getting re-released with brand new simplistic box art. So far, they've only been confirmed for the UK, but that means we're likely to get them here in Australia. So here's what we're going to do, Ash.
Yeah.
I'm going to say, we're going to go through them, and your job is to describe to the listeners who may not have seen them what each one looks like, and then we're going to rate them.
Okay.
So if you have, so we'll go here. So there's a God of War one.
Yeah. On the front cover is just a silhouette of Atreus and Kratos back to back, about to fight something. It looks very pretty. And then it's got the like Omega system symbol or whatever on the back.
And it's blue, which
is blue. That's important too.
I don't know if it is or not, but
which is I guess I'm trying to think if there's much blue in God of War.
No, that's the
other than the sky and the water, I guess.
I don't think so. No, yeah. So if there's, hold on, let's change that. How many is there? 10, right? So let's say you can. Yeah. I'm gonna say you can only have 5. So you're gonna rate. You're gonna pick which ones you're gonna take and which ones you're gonna take as we're gonna go. So God of War.
Yeah, I'll take that one.
You're gonna take that one. I will not take that one. Next one's Spider-Man.
Yeah, it's just like a shot of Spider-Man torso. It's white. The white spider is like super obvious, super prominent. A sort of like silhouette, minimalistic sort of. And there's just a white spider on the back. Red. If you wouldn't have guessed it. Yeah.
For Spider-Man. What a crazy concept. Are you taking this one?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I want that poster on my wall.
I'm not taking this one. Next one is Horizon Zero Dawn.
Okay, so it's a silhouette of one of the really big giraffe ones. I can't remember what they're called. Dinosaur things. And then it's underneath that is like a silhouette of Alloy in like an orangey color. And then it's like the tribe symbol in the game. It's like 2
triangles or whatever.
arrow triangles,
half
yeah.
triangles. I was trying to remember the name of it as well. It's the ones you climb up and you get data from on top of their head plates or whatever it was. Yeah. Triceratops.
Like watches or something.
Probably is, yeah. It's probably something a lot more simple. Horizon Zero Dawn. Also, it doesn't say if it's the... It just says Horizon Zero... Oh, complete edition. I was about to say, better be the fucking complete edition here, eh? Horizon Zero Dawn. Are you taking this one or not?
Yeah, I'll take this one.
I'll not take this one. You're already at 3 out of 5. I'm at 0. Next one is Uncharted 4, A Thief's End.
So this is Nathan Drake jumping across like a cave opening, I guess. And he's like in a reddy color. The cave is in like a reddy color and the sky is like white. He's throwing his hook, which is a new thing in this game. So that's why they added it in the cover.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's got like the pirate crossbones on the back.
Yeah. Are you taking...
Yeah, I'll take this one.
Fucking hell. 4 out of 5 already. This one's
4 out of 4, actually.
4 out of... Yeah, 4 out of 4. Do I want to take this? Yeah, I'll take this one. I'm taking this one. This is my first one. I'm taking this one. Next one is The Last of Us Remastered.
Okay, so it's just, again, a couple of silhouettes. Silhouette of Ellie inside of silhouette of Joel. And then it's got the black. Joel's white, Ellie's black, and the background's black. And then on the back, they got the firefly symbol.
Are you taking this one?
No, I'm not taking this one.
Oh my God. I will take this one. Definitely.
Well, you better start taking some.
Yeah. I say no, all of them. You're like, do you take any? No, that's the point. My point was I hate them all.
That's the point. Yeah, the trick. You have to buy them all now.
Yeah, I'll take that one. Next one is Bloodborne.
It's got like the cool axe thingy with like blood dripping off in white against the blue, darker blue background. And then it's got some symbol on the back.
Some sort of symbol on the back.
It's like an upside down trident or something. I did not play Bloodborne.
So, with that said, do you reckon you're going to take this one?
No. Are you going to take this one?
Yes, I'd very much like this one. I'm a Bloodborne fan. This is
a pretty cool.
It looks very cool. You got the blood dripping off it and stuff. Next one is Shadow of the Colossus remake remaster. What's the official name for it? It's just Shadow of Colossus. Right, fair enough. Shadow of Colossus.
It is a silhouette of one of the, I think, the first Colossus that you fight in the game, against a green, darkish green background. And then it's got another symbol on the back that I don't remember from the game.
I think it's
probably important.
Probably important.
No.
No?
No.
I'm going to say no as well. No for this one.
Ooh.
What do you got?
Now we know you're going to take the rest.
No, I've taken 3.
No, you've taken 2.
No, Last of Us, Uncharted, and Bloodborne.
Oh, Uncharted.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure you said no.
No. Uncharted, yes. Last of Us, yes. Bloodborne, yes. So you've got 1 left of these remaining 3.
Yes.
I've got 2 left of these remaining 3.
Okay.
The next one is Ratchet and Clank remake, remaster, whatever the fuck they call it.
Yeah. So again, silhouette of Ratchet with Clank on his back. Clank's eyes are blue. The background is blue. And they're standing on some sort of ground that is black. And then there's a gear symbol in the back. Not related to Gears of War.
No. Different gear.
No. Different gear.
Yeah. You taking this one?
Yeah, I'll take this one.
No, this is your final one. All right.
Yeah.
So you're the ones that at PlayStation Australia, because I'm sure you're listening. The ones that Ash would like from these is God of War, Spider-Man, Horizon the Complete Collection, Uncharted 4, and Ratchet and Clank. Thank you very much.
Please and thank you.
Please and thank you. The next one is The Last Guardian.
It's a silhouette. It's the background of the boy that you play in is like a lighter green, like an aqua green. And then in the big dog thing with the wings is like in black silhouette around it. But apparently, the way the silhouette looks, it looks like his head is detached from his body.
You think so?
It's like they clearly put a green line there. Like, it makes sense artistically, so you distinguish the head from the rest of the body. But then you also implies that there's nothing underneath his head to his body.
Trying to ruin this for me because I'm going to take this one.
And it's got a feather on the back.
Yeah, I think this is one of the. I thought this was one of the better looking ones actually.
No, it looks good.
I just think
It's just amusing.
the creature itself,
my head.
like the design and whatever, just looks kind of stands out.
See, if they had to use that for the cover for the game, they might have sold more.
Maybe. And the last one. Well, hold on. Yeah. So PlayStation Australia, the ones that I will take. Thank you very much. This list was Uncharted 4, The Thief's End. So we need 2 copies of that. The Last of Us Remastered, Bloodborne, Ratchet and Clank, and The Last Guardian. And the one of these that we don't need sent to any
Another
of
one
us.
we don't need.
So we don't need Shadow of Colossus at all, and we don't need this one at all, which is
Wipeout, I guess, Omega Collection.
Omega
Yes,
Collection. Yeah.
and it's just like a silhouette. It's like 3 of the Wipeout cars, and then there's the stream, like the backdraft or whatever it's called. So it looks like they're going fast.
It's not very exciting.
And it's got the logo on the back.
It's just like, whoa, look at them Wipeout vehicles going.
On purple, though, the purple pops.
Yeah, it does. But I think out of all of these, considering everyone else has like a very just like standout character or symbol, something. It's like, you know, the Horizon creature, like Drake, Spider-Man symbol, Kratos, and you know, Ellie, the Shadow of Colossus creature, the Last of Us creature, Ratchet, the fucking weapon from Bloodborne, 3 cars, 3 vehicles streaking. It's just not as unique, you know. It just doesn't stand out as much to be like, yeah, cool. But it just looks like a symbol. It looks like the back and front of the case are symbols, whereas every other game has their symbol on the back only.
Yeah. I will also say these look like they're box sleeves, not new covers.
I saw a picture, someone got them on Twitter. I saw someone post a picture with all of them and they looked quite good. IRL as in that was...
I mean, that's fine, but I'm just saying, probably what they've done is they've made these cardboard sleeves and they've just put old copies of the game in there.
Whatever.
Which is fine. That's cool. They're just trying to find a way to sell these copies.
I wish they were all steelbooks. That would have been
at PlayStation Australia.
If you want to make them steelbooks, then yeah, there's the thing.
You want to just sell the steelbook separate.
Yeah. I mean, I won't buy any of these because, well, I don't know. Depends when they come out here. Like if they come out like next week, I'll be like, I don't have the money to fucking buy any of these. If they
can I trade in my old copy and get
maybe some scenario like that. But it's like depending on when they come out and depending if they're like $25, I could see myself as a treat being like, oh yeah, I'll buy that Bloodborne one or something because
maybe if they do like poster versions, that'd be cool.
Oh yeah, like it would have to be one of the games I really like, not just like as cool as The Last Guardian looks. I'm not like, oh, I haven't finished that fucking game, right? Looks really cool. Haven't finished it. Yeah. Ratchet and Clank, I like it. Don't like it that much. Last of Us, it would have to be like Bloodborne's. I would consider one of my favorite games of all time. So like buying that. You know, that's a treat that makes sense because I'm like, I have big attachments to that game. So, all right, let's jump into some Death Stranding stuff because, as I said, he will not
Death Stranding explosion.
Death Stranding explosion. It's at this point we're a PlayStation podcast. The game's out very soon. Fucking Kojima just keeps talking about it. So, first story comes from IGN. Kojima says Death Stranding has very easy difficulty mode for movie fans. Today, Kojima has revealed that Death Stranding will have a very easy mode that is geared towards movie fans, as there may be those that play Death Stranding who may not usually play games but are drawn towards it due to its celebrity cast. At Kazuri Kun on Twitter.
Kaiser Kun?
Yeah, I think, yeah. Who also happens to be Hideo Kojima's personal assistant, announced that she finished a test play of Death Stranding and picked very easy mode, which is, quote, for people who usually don't play game, movie fans, or RPG fans. Normal or hard mode is for action game fans. Kojima quoted the tweet and tweeted and said, quote, normally there's only easy mode, but we added very easy mode for movie fans, since we have real actors, like Norman, Mads,
fired.
Leah, Stardin, even Yano-san, who never completed the first stage of Pac-Man, was able to complete the game on very easy mode. While Kojima didn't further elaborate as to what exactly very easy mode will be, it'll most likely be similar to Mass Effect 3's narrative mode that downplayed all the danger in the game to allow fans to just enjoy the story. Blah blah blah. Yeah, I this is going around. I think it's obviously a good thing that it's included because, I definitely don't feel like. Well, I don't know. Answer me this: Do you think that Norman Reedus has enough fans out there? Like he's a big enough. Like from The Walking Dead. Do you reckon there's any like Walking Dead massive Norman Reedus fans out there who have never played a game before, who will see this and will be like, yes, I will play that because I love Norman Reedus?
Well, when you make it that specific, no.
Do you think there's any Mads Mikkelsen fans who have never played games before who would be like, yeah, I've got to play this, Mads Mikkelsen's in it?
No, when you make it specific like that, no.
Then, in what case do you think anyone who's not played? Do you think there's any case in which someone who's never played any video game ever before that will come across to only? Yeah, that's exactly what I thought. Yeah, I don't think that this game, as much as they're like,
I think people who don't maybe play games, but you know this isn't what they normally like, might be drawn in by Mads Mikkelsen.
That I'm on board with.
Norman Reedus.
That I'm on board with. There may be people who are like don't like stealth action games or these types of games, right? Maybe that's, as they say, like RPG fans, whatever. People who wouldn't normally play this type of game, maybe they're like the celebrity status and whatever else. The hype makes them want to play it, and the difficulty modes is good because it's going to open up the ability for more people to play and enjoy the game. Great. But yeah, the whole thing about like, there's got to be movie people who want to come here. I'm like, I don't think it's not Tom Cruise.
I mean, maybe.
I mean, if you are,
some
please
Hollywood
write
producers, they're like,
no,
do we need to play this? See what Mads been doing.
See what Mads has been up to.
Do we need to buy this?
Yeah. I mean, if that's what happens, then fine. But at the same time, I was like, that's interesting. But yeah, also, a game has very easy mode. Cool.
I'll be honest. This makes it more likely of me picking this up.
Yeah?
There's one less thing to worry about. I can just absorb the craziness.
Absorb the craziness without having to go down for it. Yeah, I mean, I wish old games just did this, to be honest. Even Uncharted 4 had the narrative mode or whatever, and then they added that narrative mode into all the collection and shit.
Previous.
Which every time I've tried to tell someone to play Uncharted games, they're like, I don't really I'm not very good at like I've had friends who don't play many games or whatever, you know, and they're like, I'm not very good at the shooting, you know, third person shooting or whatever. And I'm always like, just play it on narrative mode. But you know, like, but then they get afraid because it's like you'll get shunned for playing games on easy or whatever. And I'm like, I'm telling you, the best way to play the Uncharted games is when you don't die. Just play them on fucking easy or narrative mode or whatever you want to do.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Hopefully more games will do it. The second story is, I thought it was a funny one. This one comes from PlayStation Lifestyle. It says, Death Stranding creator and Kojima boss Hideo Kojima has said that he doesn't quite understand the upcoming game himself, and that his goal is to create a genre that doesn't currently exist. Saying, quote, Death Stranding, even now, I don't understand the game. What a quote. It's a fucking fantastic quote. Kojima told Financial Times via VG247, quote, it's worldview, gameplay, they're all new. My mission is to create a genre that does not currently exist and which takes everyone by surprise. There is naturally a risk in that. Elsewhere in an interview, Kojima talked about the difference between the arts of the film industry and the video game industry. He added, quote, there are stories being told in cinema that my generation may find surprising, but which the gamer generation doesn't find weird at all. If you take something that looks like a banana and give it the title Apple, that works as art. But it doesn't apply to games. We are making things that are interactive. A banana has to be edible after you peel the skin. Cars have to be drivable. For games to be interactive And to deliver the enjoyment, there has to be a reality where there are lots of people backstage making it all happen. That is us, a kind of art-driven service industry. Do you got thoughts on that, Ash? Do you understand?
It sounds like they were explaining games to a person who has never played games before. Yeah, it's a bunch of drivel. Let's be honest. It's just.
It's some of my fucking.
Guess what? Games are interactive. We have to make them different.
There's some of my favorite quotes. Just Death Stranding. Don't understand the game. If you take something that looks like a banana and give it the title
Hideo just
apple,
wants to be surprised. All right.
A banana has to be edible after you peel the skin. Fuck me. Cars have to be drivable.
Do they though?
Do they though? Fucking on you, Hideo. Keep it up. Every week I'm fucking reading a new news story that's making me laugh. And looking forward to playing.
Number 8.
Looking forward to playing this game. Every week my hype level went from didn't really care until the last like month and a half or whatever it's been, where we've been getting more stories and gameplay and stuff. And now I'm like, I'm in. If not just for the sake that maybe I'm hyping myself up by continually just reading fucking bad shit, crazy stuff. But as it continues. PlayStation blogs wrote up this. Quickly go over this because it's good stuff. Days Gone, New Game Plus, and extra difficulty modes arrive next week. So, as written by Jeff Ross, game director, Penn Studio, says players can now re-experience the epic journey through Days Gone, this time with the advantage of previously earned weapons, bike upgrades, Nero boosters, skills, recipes, encampment trust, and credits, collectibles, and trophy progress unlocked from the beginning. New Game Plus can be started from any save game where the I'm never giving up storyline has been completed. You can play New Game Plus on any difficulty level, easy, normal, hard, survival, or try one of our 2 new difficulty modes, Hard 2 and Survival 2. Regardless of the previous difficulty mode, these new difficulty modes are not specific to New Game Plus and can be experienced by brand new players as well. In addition to this, we have a few new trophies available to earn in New Game Plus, Hard 2 and Survival 2, including one related to a mysterious new weapon from an agent that only operates in the shadows. Dun, dun, dun. So I will probably not play New Game Plus because if you heard me talk about the game before, it's quite a fucking long game. If you haven't played it before, it's quite a lengthy game. And there's some games like, well, I suppose you could cut down some hours. For example, you know, like you play something like Spider-Man or Batman Arkham Asylum. You're like, it took me 20 hours to finish. But then when you play it through again and you know what you're doing and you're skipping fucking around and whatever else, it's like, I remember when I did Arkham Asylum for the second time on my hard playthrough, I finished it in one sitting. I just did it in one. I started at like 9 a.m. in the morning. I finished it by like the end of the day, you know, because it took me like 7.5 to 8 hours or whatever to do. And I was like, this game is a lot shorter than you think it is when you're literally running from point A to B.
When you don't need to, you're not trying to figure out all these Riddler trophies and stuff.
Yeah, literally nothing like that. Yeah. So I guess Days Gone.
Exactly where you're going. Yeah.
Days Gone similarly, like it cut down on a lot of fucking around because I was doing some side mission stuff, like to get some extra XP or whatever along the way to help out. And you know, I was exploring bonus stuff. It's still cut down, but at the same time, that game is definitely not short. So, New Game Plus, I don't know. I don't think so. But at the same time, I'm glad they continue to support it. And I literally continually see stories about how well this game is doing. And how I was reading some story the other week about how like Days Gone is one of the most like socially talked about games or whatever of the year, or at least like that's Sony's published or whatever. So like, even though the reviews were like mediocre. The game was talked about. It continues to be talked about a lot. People are still playing it. People are still talking about it. People are still on Twitter tweeting about it and whatever else. Which game came out months ago.
Do you think it's because it's a Sony exclusive that's why it's still being talked about? I mean, if a mediocre game came from Ubisoft, people would just write it off.
Because it's quite a weird thing because like we just hit September, right? And I'm starting to think like, what are my short list of like top 10 games and what are my short list of top 10 movies? You know, I'm having these things in my head, like, and then I'm like, what do I need to play? Are there things I should start watching? You know, I'm trying to get these thoughts on track.
Mm.
And as weird as it is, I'm like, I gave Days Gone, what, a 6? Something like that? I don't even fucking remember that now. But I gave it a pretty low score because it was so buggy, right? But here's the thing. As buggy as that game is, I would struggle for me to put it in my top 10 at the moment based on that buggy mess. But it's still some of my most memorable gaming moments of the year are from this fucking game, which I thought was a buggy mess. You know? It's quite weird. So and that's why I think people have such an attachment to it, because as much as it was a mess upon release and reviews because of mostly technical issues, I think the reason people continue to talk about it is because people do actually get attached to the characters in that game and the world of that game and, you know, these sorts of things. I do think it's more to it than just it got reviewed bad and blah, blah, blah. People love that world, you know, like driving around your bike, you know, exploring, whatever else. It's got a lot of unique stuff to it. So yeah, it's kind of definitely a weird standout considering how buggy and weird it is. But and also another thing the game has that's great is its fucking soundtrack. Talking about soundtrack, this PlayStation blog post also announced that Mondo has created a vinyl Days Gone soundtrack featuring 25 unique tracks from the game, including 20 by composer Nathan Whitehead. The soundtrack is pressed on blah, 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 blah. It's coming out available for pre-order starting September 11th. And the cover art's pretty cool. It's got like, it's like torn, I guess, like a poster.
It looks like it's a picture of Sam Witwer's character. A Polaroid, but that's been torn in half, and someone's holding it in front of a bunch of the freakers.
Yeah, that works. I like that. That's a good explanation.
Yeah.
And then on the back, it's got him like walking off from his bike and a bunch of like hands coming in. Pretty cool artwork. I like it. I may look into getting this because the soundtrack is really, really good. And as I said, like Days Gone is bad as much as I couldn't help but give it that low score because of technical issues. I still quite like the game. And the soundtrack is probably up there with my top 3 soundtracks of the year so far for sure. Yeah. Like I remember once I got done reviewing it, I was listening to the soundtrack on Spotify for quite some time. Had some memorable tracks. And the thing is, because that game has such like a lot of the music plays and obviously like key emotionally filled scenes, you know, like moments throughout the game. So then once you played the game and you're listening to those tracks, because that emotion is always going to be built into that track, it sound like they sound a lot more epic, you know, when you're listening back to them and these sorts of things. So but yeah, Days Gone continues to put out stuff, continues to do good. I'm happy that as much as that game got mediocre reviews, that Ben's still out here just like, yeah, fuck yeah, game. People like our game, we're going to keep making stuff for our game. Do what we need to do. And then the last thing we do need to go over this episode, before we wrap up, is obviously the one thing that everyone has been talking about on the internet for the past week. So this article says, from Push Square says, Sony says the X button is pronounced cross, but what do you call it? So the original tweet is PlayStation UK says triangle, circle, cross, square. If cross is called X, it's not. Then what are you calling circle? So, and that kind of kicked off a storm where now everyone's just going around the internet arguing about if it's X or cross. It's kind of like GIF or worse, because I just continue to say GIF on this show, and no one bothers to call me up anymore because I ain't stopping.
Because it's not that important.
How do you feel about the where do you fall on this side of the argument then, Ash? X?
It's an X. Let's move on. I guess it just depends on how they put it in the user manual. Like, are they just putting an X on the keyboard, or are they finding a specific symbol for the cross?
Yeah, well, no. I my favorite piece of evidence I saw someone post was from the original Spyro game, where they're teaching you how to glide, and the character's like, press X to, like, they literally say with voiceover and everything, like, press X to do this. It's like,
yeah.
Ha! Gotcha. Yeah, I'm definitely on the X side as well. No, I've never sat there and in my mind gone square, triangle, circle, cross. No. X, circle, square, triangle, X, circle. No, cross, get out of here. Get the fuck out of here. That's some backward ass shit. So yeah, that's the Explosion Network's official vote on that.
Also, this poll on Push Square as of now 7,571 votes. 91% for X, with 9% for Cross.
So you got 9% of
So we're in the majority.
9% of fuckheads.
And let's be honest, the majority is the ones to dictate everything.
Yeah.
Generally. You know, except wealth.
That's some hard-hitting shit. Thank you for listening to this week's episode of Platinum Explosion. You can follow me on Twitter at VivaLadil, VIVALADIL. You can follow Ash on Twitter at Ashley Hobley, ASHLEYHOBLEY. Follow the show on Twitter at Plat Podcast. You can help out the show by giving us a review on either Apple Podcasts or Podchaser, or you just tweet at us and be like, yeah, I really enjoyed the part where you reviewed the covers and said these are the ones I would have got. Great episode. Thank you very much, guys. Thank you very much. You can join our Discord and chat to us about games, ask for trophy tips, send in trophy tips, send in questions. Do you need to do explosionnetwork.com/Discord. And this is, of course, a product of the Explosion Network, of which you can find many more shows, articles, news, reviews at explosionnetwork.com. Follow the Explosion Network on Twitter at ExplosionPod. Till next week, remember that every trophy counts.